you on Patreon? YouTube.
This would be a YouTube live stream, Mr. Bob. Good morning. Welcome, Bear Nation. I'm the CEO of Bear Nation. Also Refuge Medical and Refuge Training and a bunch of things. I'm Bear from the internet. We're going to do the brief today. It is 28 April 23. If you look a little tired, we apologize. We were up late last night doing some stuff. You want to say hi, Bob?
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Oh.
Hey, look who it is. The COO of RefugeMedical.com. All right. Let's do the brief. Bear Independent Brief, 28 April 23. By the way, if you're new here, subscribe, ring the little bell icon, do all those cool things, leave a comment for the algorithm. If you're not new here, you know what to do. Share the show with somebody that you love. Leave a comment for the algorithm. And if you're not new here and you were unsubscribed, I didn't do that unless you were a dick. But if you're not a dick, then that was the YouTube algorithmic robots, in which case you should resubscribe. Okay? Okay, Bear. Good morning, Iridium Group, to all the blue wrenches in the chat. Badger, Dudley, shalom, everybody. Sarah, shalom. Hang on to your paychecks. More and more companies are resorting to hiring freezes and layoffs to cut costs. It's not just layoffs either, but mass layoffs, a term referring to when at least 50 employees are laid off within a 30-day period for companies of under 150 employees. That's a third of your workforce, homie. Or if 500 employees are laid off within a 30-day period, regardless of company size. That's a lot of people. Simon Sinek, Leaders Eat Last, talks a lot about how companies have found it to be acceptable business practice to eschew their responsibilities to their people so that they can maintain their responsibilities to, air quote, the shareholders, aka maintain profitability. I could tell you with Refuge, there's been some times where it's like, we have a lot of labor costs and not a whole lot of money coming in right now. What do we do? Well, there's two answers. Get more money in, aka make more sales, or get rid of people. Getting rid of people is stupid, if you ask me, because just forget the personal aspects and the responsibility that you have for as one human being to another. Think about all the subject matter expertise that you're losing. When things are good again, where are you going to find those people? You're going to have to train them again. You're going to have to implement new systems. It's stupid. It's like, well, my car is running out of gas. I guess I'll take some of the wheels off of it. That's retarded. But I digress. No, homie, get more gas. The economic slump has led to sluggish sales, leading to a necessary shrinking of payroll. Some of the companies that have been slashing their workforce include, listen to this list. Some of the companies that have been slashing their workforce this month include Bed Bath & Beyond, Gap, Dropbox, Lyft, Amazon, Vice Media, 3M. 3M makes 78,000 different products, including these. These are Post-it notes and everything else. Disney. I apologize if I don't shed a tear for Disney. Red Hat. Deloitte. Deloitte is a huge international consultancy. Whole Foods. Meta. Instagram, Facebook, Reptilian Overlords, anybody? Open Door. Ernst & Young, David's Bridal, Best Buy. What? Best Buy? Redfin, little company you might have heard of called Walmart. McDonald's, Highland Software, and another little company you might have heard of, Tyson Foods. I'm sorry, did we just hit every sector in the American economy?
Whoa. Slow down.
And it's far from over. Even at the time of this writing, employees at Disney are awaiting news of their fate. Bear Nation, you, sir or ma'am, or she, shim, her, litter box shitter, whatever you're into. If laid off, the standard advice to implement immediately is to file for unemployment, square away health insurance, and roll over that company 401k into an IRA. shifting gears a little bit in the car that has no tires because we're low on fuel. A new unprecedented rule from this current administration, which, by the way, is doing a stellar job.
Just some really good stuff.
I just got to say, these guys, they're so good.
I hated how successful we were in
You know,
2015.
I was so tired of paying no taxes.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
I was also super tired of no global war. Yeah. I was like, it's time for some global war.
I just really despise the economic growth that happened in 2019.
Right. I mean, somebody please terrorize me.
Yes.
Somebody please take all of my money, but I was not a fan of the mean tweets. I've got to be honest. Like, I am willing to trade tyranny, global war, economic collapse, food scarcity, global plague for no mean tweets.
Yeah, dude, at least I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, not physically or economically.
Mentally,
but,
emotionally comfortable.
I'm actually not comfortable.
A new unprecedented rule from this current administration will soon create a subsidized mortgage system. Subsidized mortgage system. Subsidized by you, that is. Remember, oh no, Bear's going to piss everybody off again. Oh no, Bear doesn't care. Debt is slavery. Debt is slavery. You run on their hamster wheel, don't be surprised when your life sucks. It's terrible. As of May 1st, people with credit scores of more than 680 will have to pay extra in rates and fees to subsidize those with lesser credit scores. What happened with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? Remember that when we had a housing bubble burst because people who couldn't actually afford homes, the federal government mandated that they had to have access to homes. And then we were all surprised when the housing market collapsed because people who couldn't pay for homes didn't pay for homes. Remember that? That went super good for us. Reports show that a $400,000 home loan would equate to an extra $40 per month for those with scores over 680. The New York Post quoted one mortgage loan originator saying, quote, "It's going to be a challenge trying to explain to somebody that says, I've worked my whole life for high credit and I've put a lot of money down and you're telling me that that's a negative now," end quote. Yeah, I mean, within the system, that's a negative, but it illustrates the point that the system is a fickle mistress. Whoa, Magic Prepper's here. What's up, bro? He says, as he, like a cool guy, out of his Serpa holster, pulls his 10 millimeter pistol in the snow of the upper northern tiers where he lives. Good morning, Magic Prepper. I was just watching
a video the other day. He was cool.
Magic Prepper?
Yeah, dude. He was out there slopperating. I was like, heck yeah, bro. Get it.
I've met the Magic Prepper.
Yeah,
that's a decent human being right there.
Yeah.
We did some videos. I can't remember if it was for Patreon or YouTube, but we shot some videos. We were at a training with Rex in North Dakota. There was one tree there, one single tree. But I digress. What's up, Magic Prepper? Good morning, Rufus. Where were we? So you work your whole life playing within the system to get a really good rating from the system, 680 or better. I ran on the hamster wheel really good. Please reward me for running on the hamster wheel really well. And then they're like, yep, congratulations. Your reward is now, even though you have a better credit score than most people, you get to pay more money. But that's unfair, Bear. The slave owners don't ask the slaves what's fair and unfair. They don't care about you. They're going to do what's good for them, not what's good for you. The Federal Housing Authority, Federal Housing Finance Agency's goal is to make purchasing houses, quote, more affordable, end quote, level the playing field, end quote, for sellers. Level the playing field. We now have an initiative of equality with money. This friggin' clown world we live in.
Not good.
No. I'll just historically speaking, two things that have always had inherent value: land and livestock. Just throwing that out there. It's hard to eat fiat currency. I've tried, and it doesn't taste very good. Hard to eat fiat currency.
3 things you're going to need: land, livestock, or a lot of dudes.
Yep. And preferably all 3.
All 3 are preferable.
Yep.
For sure.
When you have all 3, right? I was talking in a Patreon video that'll air within a couple of weeks, talking about other than your personal time, which is literally irreplaceable, the next best resource you can have is people. Let's see. Level the playing field. For sellers, the rule certainly reduces risk for lenders. That's interesting. Why would lenders want to reduce their risk? Oh, because we're living in an economic shit show right now. Copied that. With responsible homeowners footing the bill, and while the agency's move may make it easier to own a home for first-time buyers or those with low income or low credit scores, the timing of these decisions is just one more squeeze for everyone else. Oh, unequal weights and measures. That'll work out. Read the Bible, do what it says. Unequal weights and measures are an abomination to Yahweh your Elohim, the Lord your God. I'm sure he's super happy with this decision. Let's see. The current real estate market downturn makes this timing troubling, according to Pete Mills, the Senior Vice President of Residential Policy and the Mortgage Bankers Association. Some have criticized the new rule for failing to address the issue it set out to solve in the first place, saying it's too little to realistically do much to actually help disadvantaged buyers. It might be, I'm just throwing this out there, that they don't care about disadvantaged buyers. They care about mitigating their increasing risk due to the economic uncertainty that we find ourselves in right now. Others have criticized it, calling it, quote, a middle-class tax hike. Oh, that's super surprising. The National Association of Realtors emphasized the need to incentivize homeowners without punishing others during a time with such limited affordable housing. But the FHFA director, Sandra Thompson, addressed the misconception of punishment in a press release saying, quote, many borrowers with high credit scores or large down payments will see their fees decrease or remain flat. Some mistakenly assume that the prior pricing framework was somehow perfectly calibrated to risk, despite many years passing since that framework was reviewed comprehensively. The fees associated with a borrower's credit score and down payment will now be better aligned, and this is the key in my mind. The fees associated with a borrower's credit score and down payment will now be better aligned with the expected long-term financial performance of those mortgages relative to their risks. Good morning, SOE. We will be there with you in Arkansas. Awesome. Hey, I'll chat with you offline about that, but that's great to know. August 18th through 20th, we're doing the Refuge Ruckus to benefit Caleb House. Start rucking now, boys and gerbils. You can ruck 3 miles, 6 miles, 9 miles, or 12 miles to help raise funds for Caleb House. August 18th through 20th in Fort Smith, Arkansas. Reserve the date. All right. So Sandra Thompson, the director of the FHFA, is basically saying, hey, the previous framework might have worked previously, but it doesn't work now. So we're changing the framework to better align with the expected long-term financial performance of those mortgages relative to their risk. In other words, we need a way to backstop the risk that we anticipate experiencing due to this economic collapse that we find ourselves in. Post-pandemic survival. Comment for the Bergo-rhythm. Well, if it was a Bergo-rhythm rather than an algorithm, you guys would see way different things on YouTube. You'd see Pastor Joe videos, Brother Saw videos, Brother Rex videos, Ian from Forgotten Weapons. You'd watch a lot of those. Peter Zehan, Forward Observer, Ben from Suspicious Observers. You'd see Across the Table with Bob. And really, that's about it. That's about it. Sorry, no more kitty videos. Like K-I-T-T-Y. If you're into K-I-D-D-Y videos, we need to have a chat. Talk with me while we walk to the rock pile.
I'm going to beat you up.
We have a brother who likes to say, everybody's sorry on their way to the rock pile. Oh, that's cute. Tell me about it while I pick up this rock. Bear Independent bonus intel. Bonus intel sent in by you. Intel@bearindependent.com. Muster at the rock pile. Exactly right, Badger.
I like toe bass. Take out, back, and shoot.
That's
a shirt.
All right. These are all quotes from y'all. I've worked in the telecom field for going on 7 years. Came from North Carolina, moved to the Ozarks in November 21. From March 22 to February 23, I've been offered stupid money to leave my small town telecom job at Natco to contract around the country to splice fiber for power companies. As an example, I was offered $5,000 per week to splice in the Boston area. Also in Southern Arkansas, I was offered $120K yearly piecework to splice for Entergy. So that's $10,000 a month for those who aren't paying attention. And I think P&G. I agree with Bear. It's comm lines for power companies, commo lines for power companies. The only reason it's interesting is the amount of money being offered to tell me that it's government cheese and the uptick over the past year in getting it done quickly. That's interesting. Anyway, I thought that was a ridiculous amount of money for a fiber splicer. I'm not accepting because the father said no. I think he wants me in this area as a local recon agent for Arkhaven, building local network, etc., which this job does. So he's referring back to a previous brief where somebody wrote in and said that the power company was putting in fiber lines. And then the question was, well, but those fiber lines don't carry current. So what's happening here? And to which I said, it's probably commo for the power company related to their SCADA systems. And he's confirming that. So thank you. I'm assuming he, her, shim, it, whatever you're into today, whatever you feel like, if you just feel fancy today. This is a very interesting bit of intel coming from Arkansas. Arkansas in the house this morning. I'm a chicken farmer in Arkansas and work for Madco Security. We babysit hippies at different events in the 3-state area. First is the chickens are falling dead. I work on a company farm with 7 houses, roughly 150,000 birds. For a year now, something has been killing our birds. As a new grower, I thought that's how it was. But all the old timers keep saying it's all wrong. My death rate has been around 8 to 10%. Whoa. But in the last few flocks, that number has been rising. I'm now losing close to 1,000 birds per week per house.
Holy smokes.
3 bosses and 5 service techs can't seem to figure it out. It seems no matter what we do, they just keep falling. And not just for my farm, at least for our complex, all 3 farms are this way. And word is it's this way all throughout the company. That's interesting. That explains, again, part of why food is getting more expensive.
Yeah, dude.
You couple supply and demand, aka losses, with inflation, aka devaluation of the US dollar, and things are going to be necessarily more expensive. Second, me and the security team at Madco watch you regularly. What's up, Madco? I bought a bear fact for us recently. Bless you. Thank you. You never know when someone might get too far and do something stupid. Agreed 100%. But I have noticed the atmosphere is changing in the big events. People are on edge, and the drugs seem to be making the patrons crazier than normal. The threats of an active shooter has become a constant echo in the back of our heads, and finding level-headed guys to keep the peace is difficult. Keep us in your prayers, and we'll be praying for all of y'all. Appreciate you, Madco.
Everybody is suspecting that it's in the feed, in the chat.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the feed. A lot of talk about the feed. That's the brief for today. If you're one of those people that jumps off when it's time to talk about how to support the show, this is your polite cue to beat feet, skedaddle, get out of here, have a blessed day. Shalom. For everybody else, we're going to talk about how to support the show. Watson McGregor, if each one of the FBI's cyber agents and intel analysts focused exclusively on the China threat, on nothing but China, Chinese hackers would still outnumber FBI cyber personnel by at least 50 to 1. Yep, China's all about mass. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. All right, how to support the show. Patreon, links in the description for all these things. Patreon.com. This morning talked about our April Q&A. Had a conversation there about oxygen concentrators for the home. Part of that conversation also was discerning what is the spirit telling me to do? So how do I test spirits? It's a good video. It's up on Patreon this morning. Link in the description. $5 per month. Get you access to a minimum of 20 exclusive pieces of content per month, including the Patreon exclusive live stream Thursday, aka Pelt, that we did yesterday evening. E. Sandring, what's up, homie? Keep up the good work. Bless you, brother. Thank you. So Patreon, link in the description. RefugeMedical.com, of which I am the founder and CEO, of which Bob is the chief operating officer.
Hi, I'm Bob.
Hi, Bob. Let's see. You guys know the drill. Handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. 73 lives saved to date. Just only 73. We go out of our way. Thank you, Tommy, for the $10. I appreciate you. We go out of our way to make sure that we're supplying the best equipment to y'all, not the cheapest equipment to y'all. And with that being said, we're not a price point company. We're a premium company. But our stuff is guaranteed forever. It will actually save your life. And we only use the best components. Unlike some people out there who are still promoting the rapid tourniquet as a tourniquet, which it's not. It will cause nerve damage and compartment syndrome. Ask us how we know. We've trained 3,500 people in the last 2 years on this stuff. We've seen it used. We've used it. I break it every other time I attempt to use it in training for demonstration purposes. It's garbage. So we use real tourniquets. Like, for example, on my personal Bearfac, this is a soft T right here on the side. One of two Committee on TCCC recommended windlass tourniquets. The other is on the side of this bare minimum right here, a Gen 7 cat tourniquet. Right here, good to go. Now, one of y'all said earlier in the chat, hey, Bear, when it comes time to talk about how to support the show, could you please explain the difference between the bare minimum and the Bearfac? Absolutely. Well, the first is size. So here's the Bearfac. Here's the Bear Min. As you can see, the minimum is significantly smaller than the Bearfac. The Bearfac first aid kit is designed to work the entirety of the March algorithm: massive bleeding, airway, respiratory, circulation, head injury, hypothermia, and everything else. They both have the same deployment method. Made of ballistic nylon on the outside for your durability and portability. Yeah, grab this little tab right here, pull, then grab the red handle, pull, then the inner comes out of the outer. And then I can pop this open like so, and there's all my guts arranged appropriately. Tourniquet, pressure bandage, tape, Sharpie, etc. Then in the back here in the stack, we have a set of shears, nasal pharyngeal airway, 5x9 gauze pads, burn tech dressing, and chest seals. Good to go in the back. Then in the bottom, we have our quick clot for wound packing, and we have our survival blanket, our compressed gauze, a roll of Curlex, a triangle bandage, an eye shield, 2x2s, 4x4s, 5x9 gauze pads, fold flat duct tape, all the stuff you need to fix somebody who's been involved in a workplace accident, a motor vehicle injury, who's been shot, stabbed, blown up, etc. That's the Bearfac. And of course, made in America, as you can see from this little tag right here. Okay. The bare minimum is similar. By the way, all these are in stock, shipping fast. Promo code is Bear Nation for free shipping. Right here, this is the bare minimum. Shears on the outside, tourniquet on the outside. Pop this open like so. Pull out the inner pouch from the outer pouch. Grab the tab. Shake it open. What do I have in here? Rolled gauze, gloves, Sharpie, compressed gauze, quick clot for wound packing. In the back here, I've got my burn tech dressing. I've got my Halo chest seals. And then in the bottom down here, this is where you're going to see the key difference between the bare minimum and the Bearfac. A lot of y'all have chastised me over the years saying, Bear, it's awesome that I have a tourniquet. Thank you. What do I do if Susie falls off her bike? Okay. So I've got steri strips here, large and small for wound closure. I've got Band-Aids and knuckle bandages and finger bandages here. I've got my right here, povidone iodine, BZK antiseptics, triple antibiotic ointment, et cetera, et cetera. Sting relief if you get stung by a bee or something, and then a gauze module of 2x2s, 4x4s, 5x9s inside of here. So the bare minimum is like a combination of a boo-boo kit and a bare fac. So it will cover, from boo-boos to bullet holes, the bare minimum has you covered. That's the bare minimum 2.0, which again is in stock, shipping fast. There are also a handful of the Origin Western kits / survival kits in stock. If you're not tracking on those, that initial run's gonna sell out. So I would recommend you go ahead and lay your hands on one today. refugemedical.com. Now, refuge training. Many of y'all have been saying, Bear, when are the next Oklahoma training dates? To which I would refer you to Chief Operating Officer Bobo.
What up, dogs? So I've been taking a lot of my time and focusing on refuge training and kind of just trying to make sure that it's obtainable to you guys, the end user. So I went on the road to Waco. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Last week was on the road with Waco, got back, and we decided we were going to throw 7 classes in the store in Pocola, Oklahoma, which is right outside Fort Smith. Fort Smith has got all the nice hotels, and it's a good area. And Pocola is a small, quaint community, and we're able to do what we need to do there. So we added new courses. So we added a bleeding prevention course, which is manual pressure, tourniquets, and wound packing. Really affordable, really obtainable. We also added in a legitimate CPR AED through the AHA course, which gets you all the certifications that you need for your workplace. And then we have an essential responder that's happening there as well. So you get the responder 1, 2, and 3. So if you wanted to bundle those courses or anything like that, reach out to sales at training. They actually will hook you up. We'll call it the Pocola discount. But we have that here at the end of next month. May 22nd is our starting date. And then I believe it's the 25th and 26th that is the essential responder. So the 22nd, we have bleeding prevention course and CPR. 23rd, they're off. 24th, bleeding prevention course and CPR. And then, 25th and 26th, they have these as responder 1, 2, and 3. These are awesome classes. There's going to be some really cool instructors there, some pipe hitters. I recommend that you guys check this one out. It's a cool location. We get to use a huge water treatment facility. So you're kind of like wandering around industrial location. It's pretty awesome. It's good training for sure. So end of May. So get there.
And all those classes are in the store at refugetraining.com. If you've taken Responder 1 elsewhere and you want to come for the Essential Responder, which is a 2-day class, tactical medicine, email sales@refugetraining.com and we will work with you on that. If you're an alumni, all you got to do is just put alumni in the subject line and we'll absolutely work with you on that. So that's Refuge Training. And then Grindstone Ministries. Online giving at grindstoneministries.com. You guys know what we do: disaster relief, hurricanes, tornadoes, etc., as well as we are in the process of raising funds to build Caleb House, which is our juvenile restoration rehabilitation facility. These are for Caleb houses for kids who have been trafficked by assholes. And we make sure that bad shit happens to the bad people and that good shit happens to the kiddos. And so if you'd like to support that, you can visit grindstoneministries.com, link in the description. If you're going to prayerfully consider giving, A, we appreciate you deeply. B, it helps us tremendously if you can sign up for the recurring donation once per month. It costs over $30,000 per month to take care of the 24 kiddos that we already have in our care. And so that just helps us from a budgetary standpoint. You can also check out the description for links to the Caleb House swag, t-shirts, long sleeves, and hoodies, as well as our brother Saw has a shirt, the Facts Not Feeling shirt, that's available in the description, portion of the proceeds of which go to help fund Caleb House. Our brother Rex has a shirt in the store that's down below. So if you'd like to support brother Rex and help us build Caleb House at the same time, you can find that link in the description. And then, of course, Sanctified Supply Co., our brothers and sisters over there, they tithe to Grindstone Ministries each month as well. So, support some small businesses populated by brothers and sisters trying to get you some good stuff so that, you can not have to walk around the earth naked. Although that was the original intention of the Father when he made us. But I digress. that's the brief for today. It is the day of prep. I pray y'all have an awesome day, and we'll see you soon. Bless y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.